Peace and light, family. I hope that y'all are well. So it's Thursday. Today was a really good day, y'all. Like we had PD today, so it was smooth. It was relaxed. It was a very chill day. I'm super grateful for that. It's a little dark. I didn't want to turn my light on because I have my glasses on, and in my glasses you can see the reflection. But I wanted to keep my glasses on so that I'll be able to read y'all comments. Because I don't want to be in here like this. Trying to read y'all comments. So anyway, recapping the news today. So I was watching the news and I'm really like keeping up with a couple things. So when it comes to like this whole election thing, y'all, I'm not even speaking on that as of yet because I'm still very much torn, which I'll do a whole separate live about like how I feel about voting, especially being black, being woman, voting, the Democratic candidates right now, the Republican candidates right now, black people being dedicated to the Democratic Party, and we'll discuss all of that in another live, just like politics and everything. It's just so deep. The topics of politics is so deep that I feel like we'll be on live for like 2 hours trying to break everything down that's going on with like the whole election process. And really the question that I would pose in the live is, should black people be voting? Because I think that that's still very much a discussion that we need to have in our black community as far as like, should we vote, should we not vote, so on and so forth. So that'll be a whole separate live. But I wanted to go live real quick because I was on Instagram and I scrolling up and I follow Monique. Her Instagram I think is the real Monique or something like that. But I follow the comedian Monique, and I follow Monique just because I grew up on Monique. I love her. I always thought that she was so funny. I remember being young and watching her on Queens of Comedy, and I thought she was hilarious. Like between her and Samoa, I was like on the ground. Even when I was too young to even be watching that type of material, Monique always took me out. I was a fan of the Parkers, everything. I always loved Monique. So I follow her because, she's just a very inspiring sister to me, although I have not always agreed with her. Now, for years, right, Monique has been speaking out about being blackballed in Hollywood. Most of y'all probably remember she did the movie Precious, which I love the movie Precious. I think a lot of people were fans of the movie Precious. I'm not going to say all because my aunt said that it was too traumatic for her. So she didn't want to watch Precious. But I love the movie Precious. I thought it was great. Monique did a great job and it earned her an Oscar. And something that she did that I just like made me love her even more was the fact that when she went to the Oscars, she wore a flower in her hair in honor of Hattie McDaniels. And I thought that was a beautiful thing that she did that, just honoring the ancestors and bigging up her ancestors as she's up there, and without people even knowing it until she spoke on it. So I thought that was dope that she did that. And I think this just speaks to the person that Monique is. So when she say, I love us for real, I really believe deep down inside Monique loves black people and she loves black culture. And I do think that her intentions for the most part is she is for us. She is for black people. And I do think that we have to keep in mind that Monique is an older sister now. She's an elder sister now. Like if I was to see Monique, I would call her ma'am. My family from the South. So when we see elders, it's yes ma'am, yes sir. So I would ma'am Monique. Hey, how you doing? I believe, yes, Maya, I believe she's for us. And the thing about it is, for years, like really since the whole Precious fiasco happened, for years Monique has been speaking out against the major heavy hitters that encompass Black Hollywood, which those major heavy hitters would be like gatekeepers, right? So Lee Daniels, who produced Precious, Tyler Perry, who was also a co-producer for Precious, and just also very much a gatekeeper for Black Hollywood. And you have Oprah, who we know is a gatekeeper for everything Hollywood, Black Hollywood, all Hollywood. Okay, so Monique has been speaking out against them, and the main like beef that started, or what mainly started the beef between them, was the fact that during Precious, Monique said that she basically did the movie out of love. She loved the book Sapphire, so she wanted to do the movie, out of love. She had respect for Lee Daniels, who was also very new on the scene. We have to keep that in mind. Lee Daniels was not popping like that when Precious came out. So she knew that this brother was very new on the scene. Monique was a top dog of female comedy and comedy in general at the time, men and women. Monique's name rang bells. at the time that Precious came out. So she's big, she's at the top of her game. Monique decides, you know what, I'm gonna support this brother and I'm gonna lend my talents and I'm gonna do Precious. According to her, she was paid a very small amount of money, which I think was like $25,000 piece. Thank you. I think even with my glasses, that's so sweet. But she was paid $25,000, I believe, to do Precious, and she accepted it for the love, according to her, for the love. And gratefully, accepting that $25,000, she exchanged that shit for an Oscar. So she won too. And the myth is that when you get an Oscar, your price goes up, your value goes up because now you are Oscar award winning. So a lot of people are like, oh, well, why do black people even care about the Oscars and the Grammys and these white award shows? Honestly, because there's a ticket that comes with that. There's a price tag that comes with that. So when you can say Oscar-winning actor or Oscar-winning actress, that you could raise your price just off of having that award. So the myth is that when you win this award, your ticket goes up. Well, unfortunately, we didn't see Monique in any movies for a long time after that. That was supposed to be her ticket into mainstream Hollywood, and all of a sudden, Monique just falls off the scene. According to her, she was blackballed. And the reason she was blackballed, according to her, is because when she got the Oscar nomination, typically you are supposed to go out and you're supposed to do major press. So you're supposed to go to all the red carpets and go to the talk shows, the late night shows, the Good Morning Americas, the Inside Editions, and all of that stuff, the major media outlets, and you're supposed to do two things: promote the Oscars and promote the movie, making them more money. Monique had just had babies, so she was like, look, I'm a mom, I got these babies at home, I want to spend time with my man, spend time with my family, and we all know how Monique feel about her husband, honey. Okay, she call her man daddy. Okay, we know how she feel about Sydney. That's her man. Okay, so she was like, look, my man ain't seen me in a while. I was doing this movie. I got babies. I got things to do. So I'm not doing the whole press kit and doing the red carpets and all of that. But she still won the Oscar anyway. Apparently, her refusing to do that press, which means that the Oscars did not get as much press as they could have off her name, and the movie did not get as much press as it could have off of her name. She put a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths because people felt like, all right, she about to win this Oscar, but we ain't getting no money for it. Monique didn't give a damn about their money. Well, of course, if you don't go with the flow in Hollywood, they say that you get blackballed, and Monique feels like she was blackballed. So she feels like because of Lee Daniels, Tyler Perry, and Oprah, she herself is not getting roles and opportunities. She's saying like when she enters rooms and goes up for auditions, first off, when you get an Oscar, you're not supposed to have to audition for anything. She said her phone was not ringing after she got the Oscar. Nobody was calling her to do no roles, no movies, no nothing. So she was even willing to humble herself and go out and audition for stuff, and sis wasn't getting nothing. Nothing was coming through. Fast forward years later, she has been telling us for years, like, yo, this is what happened to me. I was blackballed, yada, yada, yada. Nobody was really paying her that much attention. It wasn't until Monique was doing a comedy show, and she basically got recorded on stage saying fuck Oprah, fuck Lee Daniels, fuck Tyler Perry. Sorry if y'all and the kids are around your kids or in the car with your kids or something. I do curse, okay? But she's saying like fuck all these people, I'm not getting paid, I'm blackballed because of them. That's when the whole situation really went viral, because in the black community, God forbid you say fuck Oprah. God forbid you say fuck Tyler Perry, which, keep in mind, let me tell y'all something, just a little side note. Any video that I make, probably including this one, where I mention Oprah's name, Gayle's name, Tyler Perry's name, or any like major gatekeeper heavy hitters, I'm not able to monetize those videos on YouTube. YouTube demonetizes those videos. I can say celebrities' names. I got videos where I talk about other celebrities, and I'm able to monetize those videos. Oprah, Gayle, those videos together garnished over 10,000 views. They were demonetized. The Tyler Perry video, demonetized. Let me tell you something, okay? Think about that. Process that, okay? Anyway, but I'm going to still do it anyway because I don't do this for the money. I do this because I love the community. So anyway, she did that whole rant in the comedy club and it went viral. And that's when people really put the information out there like, yo, Monique is bugging. She's going against the heavy hitters in Black Hollywood. Like, what is she doing? She's wilding out. Monique kept going and she kept telling her story and she kept talking about it, right? You got other people in Black Hollywood who are going against her and like, yo, sis is bugging out. They speaking against Monique and all of that. Then the Netflix thing happened where Monique allegedly pitched her, not allegedly because she said this happened and Netflix admitted that this happened. So Monique pitched her comedy special to Netflix. And she said that they were only willing to pay her, I believe it was $500,000. Well, Monique feels like she should get more than $500,000. Now, to be fair, I feel like the media definitely took the numbers and ran with it, because what Monique said was like, yo, Dave Chappelle got 20 million, Chris Rock got millions, like she said, I'm not saying I should get what they got, but I'm saying I deserve more than what they offered me. Well, the talk at that time became, well, Monique thinks she should be paid $20 million. And I don't think that was fair because that's not what she said. What she said was, I'm not saying I deserve what they got, but I do feel like I deserve more than $500,000. She felt like they was trying to lowball her. According to Netflix, oh no, we only pay you for what you're worth at the time, which is right now, present day. Which honestly, if you think about business, that's how most business function, right? Business, especially with Hollywood, it's not about what you did in the past. It's not about you having accolades and Oscars and all that other stuff. Monique says she's the most decorated comedian of all time. I don't know, but that's what she said. She said Google her and you could verify. She said that's facts. She got her Oscars and all that. So she was like, look, I'm the most decorated comedian of all time. Netflix was like, we don't care about none of that. What you doing today? What you did yesterday? Let me see your Instagram numbers. Let me see your Facebook followers. Like, we want to know what you did right now. We don't care about them decorations, all right? We want to know what you looking like today, right now. So we could know how much money we could make off you. They deemed her as only being worth $500,000. Monique went on a whole media press about this, and what really blew it up is she called for us to boycott Netflix. Black folks wasn't with it. Black people was not with it. Like, the whole Black community was like, boycott Netflix? What, sis? Like, you bugging out. And a lot of people honestly felt like Monique was bugging. They felt like Monique was wrong. They felt like she was being dramatic. And Monique brought up some major points. She was like, listen, her point was, Black women are the bottom of the totem pole. And she said, the Black men were offered more than me. The white woman was offered more than me. The white men were paid more than me. Why am I always being offered less? Why are Black women as a whole always being offered less? So her point was like, she still is suing Netflix for racism and gender bias for being Black and woman. And remember, we talked about intersectionality before. She's really pushing like the bias against the intersections. See, this is that New York shit. Y'all hear the sirens? This is New York. I'm gonna do a video about like the pros and cons of living in New York all night, every night, okay? All day. Sirens. But anyway, so yeah, she brought that up, like the whole racism and gender bias, and she's suing Netflix, and she's still in the process of trying to win that case. Well, Monique warned us and told us that, Oprah is not for the Black community. Tyler Perry is not for the Black community. Lee Daniels is not for the Black community. She said that Netflix, they don't equally pay Black women, and basically like they're racist and they're gender biased. People ignored Monique. When Monique was talking bad about Oprah, Lee Daniels, and everybody, people was like, oh, Monique is bugging. Monique is wrong. Now, you fast forward years later, and do we still think Monique was wrong? Look what just happened with Oprah. Look what just happened with Gayle. Look what just happened with Tyler Perry with this movie, Fall from Grace. Y'all know he was wrong. Okay, I'm still mad, yes. But look what happened. Do we now still think that Monique is bugging and Monique is wrong? Do we think that she is wilding? Or do we agree with Monique? Let's think about Netflix. All of a sudden, Monique said that they were racist and they were gender biased. But now you got Netflix where they got the whole strong black lead campaign. They didn't have that before Monique came out and said that they were racist and gender biased. That was not a thing. But now all of a sudden it's a thing where, oh, you got racism, you got gender bias, and then now all of a sudden they go on this whole strong black lead campaign, which I appreciate. I'm starting to believe Tyler Perry isn't for the black community because he doesn't hire any black writers, and also his content is so cliche. People been saying that for years, that his content is very cliche, very coonery, that he plays into the negative stereotypes of the black community. Now, I personally don't feel like he plays into the negative stereotypes, but I do feel like his content is very, I feel like it's just lacking quality and diversity of what the black community really is. I don't feel like it's a true reflection of the black community. He even said himself that he caters to his audience. Hey, Kelly. We just talking about like Monique and like her whole, I just basically gave the background story of like her issues with Oprah, Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and Netflix. So we are talking about like, do you think Monique is right or do you think she is wrong? And what that looks like. So the thing about it is, with Tyler Perry, I feel like he doesn't show the whole of the black community. He has one small section, and he said himself that he caters to his audience and his audience only. So his audience is the black church, and that's who he caters to. And I feel like he shows typical black church stereotypical stuff, like, so he has the character of Medea. He has like the big major heavy drama that may happen within like the black Christian community, and I feel like he over exaggerates it or over exploits it in a sense, and that's his audience. His audience is primarily older women who they lived that life, or they experienced that life, or they heard about that life, or grew up in that life, and that's who he caters to. I don't feel like his concern is not to show the black community as a multifaceted community. His concern is not to cater to like the different sectors of the black community and our different expressions. His concern is concern and focus is to cater to the black church and like the traditional, dramatic, stereotypical behaviors of the black church. That's his concern. But Monique Ben said that. Spike Lee said that. And we didn't like when Spike Lee said it. And for me, it's not that I didn't like what Spike Lee said. It's just that I don't feel like he did it in the right way. Like Tyler Perry said, Spike Lee could have called him up. But as far as Monique, I feel like a lot of the things that she was saying, she has proven to be, or not even she has proven, but it has proven itself to be right. She tried to warn us about Oprah. For some reason, we were so dedicated and so like in love with Oprah, and understandably, because most of us grew up on her. Our mothers and grandmothers watched Oprah. They was dedicated to Oprah. So we grew up with her. She's an elder to us, an older figure. We always see her and we see the representation of a successful black woman. This woman went to Africa and opened up a girls' school. Like, she had her studio was in Chicago, So we see her as the sister who made it. And then you got Lee Daniels, who, he's the representation of a black male, but not just a black male, but a gay black male. So in the gay black community, he's like, lifted up, and people love him, and they see him as the one who made it, the success story. So I feel like anytime we have people in our communities that we see as success stories, we cling on to them and we attach to them, and we hope that they wish the best for us and that they're going to do the best, and they'll always represent for us. And I feel like Monique was trying to warn us that they're not representing for us. Unfortunately, we just wasn't riding with Monique. But now things have come out that kind of like verify her stories. And today, as I was scrolling on Instagram, her page comes up and she posted that, you sure did, Kelly, but she posted that about, posted the story of Toni Braxton, where Toni Braxton had mentioned in her Behind the Music, or one of her like those biopic type of shows. She talked about when she went on the Oprah show, and she showed a clip, and she was saying how mean Oprah was to her, how Oprah hurt her feelings, because this is when Toni Braxton, she was talking about going through her bankruptcy, and she had went bankrupt. And I remember watching that episode of Oprah, and I remember Toni Braxton being on there and talking about her bankruptcy, and Oprah starting out, she lined her, she set her up. She started out very compassionate and was like, I'm sorry that you went through this, I'm sorry you're going through this, what happened, explain to me, how do you have this much money, then you go broke? The next thing you know, like towards the end of the interview, Oprah is just like running it down. Like, well, you be buying this. You had Gucci slides, and yes, definitely belittled her. You had Gucci flatware, and I heard that you shop. And is this true that you spend this amount of money on clothes? And don't you have a housekeeper and all that? You can't clean your own house. Like, she really starts like berating her on TV. And Toni Braxton, in hindsight, said, like, in that moment, she just felt belittled and she felt diminished. And she was like, she made me feel this big. And Monique posted that clip, and Monique posed a good question. She basically was like, it's interesting how, we focus on, and even myself posed this question, are Oprah and Gayle targeting black men? She was like, but for some reason, as a society and as a community, when black men get attacked, we jump on it. But she said Oprah has been attacking the black woman for years, and we have ignored it. And she used Toni Braxton case as an example. And of course, she brought herself up as an example. And I thought that that was a valuable point. And I even had to check myself, and I was like, yo, damn. Monique has been like, she's been telling us for a long time. She's been talking about this racism and this gender bias and being black and woman, and how oftentimes our plight as black women are ignored. She's a black woman. And everything she's been warning us about, we've been like, all right, Monique. I feel like as a community, we really don't be listening to her like that. I feel like we listen, but we listen more with the intent to prove her wrong as opposed to the intent to like rally behind her. So I just find it interesting that she's bringing up all of these points. And, years later, everything she's saying is unfolding right before our very eyes. So for her to pull this clip of Toni Braxton basically verifying her story and then asking the community, like, why when it's about black women, y'all ignore it, but when it's about black men, y'all on board now? Why does it take black men being disparaged for y'all to realize that it's a problem over here? And I do feel like we got to check ourselves on that. Even I got to check myself on that. Because when I did that video and I titled it like Oprah and Gayle targeting black men, I hadn't even thought about like times that they have disparaged the character of black women, including Monique and including Toni Braxton. I hadn't even thought about that. I hadn't thought about the times where the different things that Monique has said has happened to her. That hasn't even been like something that has crossed my mind really. I mentioned it in the sense of like, yo, Monique been telling us about them, but I haven't really like lined it up with the intention to support her. So something that I'm really like starting to do is listen with the intent to support, as opposed to with that lens that I feel like the media has given us. As far as like, I feel like when we hear Monique speak, we like, oh, here she go again. She pens an open letter and we like, oh damn, another one. A lot of us do that. A lot of us do that. We thought Monique was just bitter. Right. We labeled Monique as bitter as opposed to labeling her as someone who, is making a valid point. And that goes back to the other video I did when I talked about the stereotypical black woman, where you have the mammy, the Jezebel, and the Sapphire. As long as Monique was being the mammy, she was being the nurturing, caring, funny, happy-go-lucky big girl who, always smiling and always entertaining and always taking care of everybody, and she got the jokes and stuff. We loved her. But the moment that she became that Sapphire part of herself and channeled that sister who just wasn't taking the foolishness and who was about her business, and she was setting it straight and laying it out, we backed up. And I feel like even us in the black community labeled her as the angry, bitter black woman. And I, for myself, I'm taking responsibility and I'm taking accountability, and I'm saying that I'm going to do better moving forward because we was wrong. We were wrong. As a community, I believe we were wrong. I don't know for sure how everybody felt. You did have people who supported her, but I feel like we were wrong for that. Now, could she have gone about it in a better way? Possibly. For me, I still feel like when she was on camera, on TV, or sorry, not on TV, but because she was actually recorded, but when she was at the comedy show saying, like, fuck this one and fuck that one, and she was saying, oh, Oprah could suck a dick, all that shit was too much for me. I was like, yo, that's an elder. And I'm all for respecting my elders. Like, even when I went back and rewatched the initial video I did about the Gayle situation, and I referred to her as sweetie. And I was like, ooh, if my grandfather saw that, he would be pissed. Because, I come from a Southern family and we are taught to respect our elders. And even when our elders are wrong, we can address them and tell them that they're wrong. But I do feel Monique is a black feminist. Okay, is she a black feminist or a black womanist? Huh? Okay. Is she a feminist or a womanist? But I see where you're going, and I do agree with that. But yeah, I feel like I do feel like we have to be respectful of our elders, even in the midst of criticism. So I don't think that she should have been on the whole like suck a dick thing and fuck y'all thing. I do feel like that was wrong of her. However, what she was saying was right. And unfortunately, when she was saying the nice thing, I did for sure. I was definitely judgmental in my thoughts about her, right? And have since changed some of my thoughts. Absolutely, Kelly. And I'm still in the midst of changing. Like when I saw that video this morning that she posted of Toni Braxton, I was like, yo, we gotta support Monique. We really gotta support her. And just as a community, we need to start listening and remove some of that judgment, because unfortunately, we have fallen victims to the same oppression. I'm from Austria. Not Australia, but Austria. Okay. All right, Austria. All right. Okay. Y'all know about Monique out in Austria? Anyway, but yeah, I just definitely feel like we have to be mindful about like how we speak to our elders, So like I said, I do feel like she had a lot of valid points, but I don't feel like something that we should have done was immediately just went against her as soon as we felt like she was too disrespectful or too much. When we channel, especially as sisters, when we channel that sapphire energy, that I'm about my business energy, that like I'm setting people straight energy, sometimes we get a little and Monique got very aggressive and her words were strong, and that's just a part of her nature. When you watch her comedy, she cursed and she talk crazy and she talk wild. But at the same time, I was just raised that when you addressing the elder, you tame your tongue. My granddaddy used to always say, you better tame that tongue, girl. When you address, I never even, my grandfather's 83 years old. My grandfather has never heard me, my mother, or any of his children, except for my uncle. My uncle is wild. Okay. But you always got that one in the family that's like a little, but he's never heard any of us curse. We don't, in my family, we don't curse around our elders. So for me to hear her curse at or about an elder, I was just like, yo, you speaking a little too strong. And that turned me off. But now I'm backtracking and I'm realizing that like I was too turned off, and it made me close my ears, which a lot of us did. But I'm urging us as a community to open our ears again and like really pay attention, because the sister is on to something. Okay, and I want to be the first to give my apologies to Monique and say, look, sis, I'm late to the table, but I see what you eating on. I see where you coming from. And could we have seasoned that food a little differently? Maybe we could have presented it on a different platter, but you got a valuable meal here. She got something. She has information that she's trying to give us, and a lot of us need to open up and pay attention and be more aware before it slaps us in the face. Because right now, as a community, we're learning from being slapped. We're learning by being slapped by Gayle and being slapped by Oprah. We're learning the hard way, as opposed to listening to the people who already been through that door and they trying to warn us before we go through it, like, yo, chill, this ain't it. We're not listening. We're not paying attention. So we got to smarten up. In hindsight, I feel like she was right. She was right about a lot of stuff. Now, was she right about everything? Maybe not. But she was right about a lot of stuff. And I do feel like in the future, whether we believe it or not, in the future, she will be known as one of our primary activists of this generation. Because her movement, whether they want to give her credit or not, her movement and her call to boycott Netflix is what led Netflix to lay out this whole hashtag strong black lead thing. Like I said, notice, since Monique called for the boycott and called them out for racism and gender bias, all of a sudden we got the Instagram page from Netflix, Strong Black Lead. You got more black movies and shows on Netflix. You got them doing those little videos of black women, which I love, those videos of black women like Kerry Washington and Cicely Tyson speaking and empowering other black women. So a lot of the things Monique has done has led to some great changes. And I just feel like we need to give the sister her flowers while she's here and give her credit for what she's done. Okay? So that's just how I felt. I was just like really listening to some of that and reading some of that and like watching the video. And I was just like, yo, I got the epiphany that I was bugging and that I should have done better. So I just wanted to see how y'all felt. And then also I was looking at a clip of The Real where Amanda Seales and Jeannie Mai from The Real got into it about Jussie Smollett. Jeannie Mai said that Jussie Smollett should have to do 3 years in prison. Okay? And Amanda Seales was like, no, 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 no. Amanda Seales brought up a good point where she was like, white people call the police on black people for foolishness every day. White people do false reporting every day. So exactly, she's bugging. She was like, white people do false reporting every day. So if they don't got to do 3 years, he shouldn't have to do 3 years. And I felt like that was a great point that sister was bringing up. And that was something I hadn't even thought about. Good night, Natty. Much love. But yeah, that's something I hadn't even thought about. I hadn't even thought about the fact that Amanda Seales, she speaks so much truth on that show. Yes, Amanda Seales on The Real was a great addition. Honestly, I was a little nervous because I love Amanda Seales. Sometimes, I feel like Amanda lets her emotion get the best of her. And I feel like when you're on a show like The Real, The Talk, The View, it's so easy to be labeled as the angry, bitter black woman like we labeled Monique. Because Amanda oftentimes allows her emotion to get the best of her and she starts going and then she ends up over talking the people around her. She normally sometimes she blocks off other opinions and other ideas. She gets very eye rolling and stuff. So I was just a little nervous about, I just don't want no more shade and negativity to be thrown on Amanda Seales. So I was like, come on, don't please don't put her in a situation that could potentially be toxic and, put her in the spotlight or put her in situations where we may not see the best sides of her. But the way she handled the discussion with Jeannie Mai today just showed her growth. Amanda has really grown. Because although she disagreed with Jeannie, she was letting Jeannie finish her statement. She was still eye rolling and still What are your thoughts on Taylor Swift? What happened with Taylor Swift? Put me on. Put me on, because if you want to know what I think about Taylor Swift as a whole, I don't know her. Okay, I don't know Taylor. I don't have nothing to do with her. But what happened with Taylor Swift? All I know about Taylor Swift is the Kanye situation and that she is, white. But anyway, I love the conversation that Amanda Seales and Jeannie Mai was having because Amanda was letting her finish, and she basically let Jeannie Mai play herself. And Jeannie said that, Jussie Smollett should do 3 years. Amanda Seales was like, nah. Like I said, she was like, white people force report every day. She was talking basically about what's that picnic Patty and all of them who call the police on black people for having barbecues in a park, and they call the police on black people for doing any little thing. So she was like, if those white people ain't going to jail for 3 years, Jussie shouldn't go to jail for 3 years. And I completely agree with that. She also brought up the same point that I brought up yesterday in the video about Jussie Smollett, where she talked about the Emmett Till's accuser and how on her deathbed she admitted that she was lying and how she didn't go to jail. Now, something that she said that I didn't know was she said that Emmett Till's accuser is actually still alive. I thought the lady died, and that's why they didn't put her in jail. But if this lady is alive and she still ain't in prison and she admitted to lying on this boy and knowing that lie led to his death, she should be in prison. Like I said, when she was on her deathbed and she admitted she lied, when she was in the midst of that they should have threw the cuffs on her ass. Okay, I don't give a damn. All right, she should be in jail, and that's problematic for me. So Amanda also brought up that point too. As I said yesterday in the video, what should be the proper sentence for Jussie Smollett? I think he needs to be sentenced to psychotherapy. What do I think of Snoop apologizing to Gayle King? Ooh. So, Snoop apologizing to Gayle King is interesting because honestly, when the whole situation first happened, we was all upset with Gayle. And then Snoop came on and he spoke out, and in true Snoop fashion, Snoop cursed her ass out, okay? And that was my only thing. The video was funny, but Snoop cursed her ass out. And like I just said about Monique and Oprah, I do believe that we do have the right to criticize our elders. We do have the right to criticize our elders. but I still feel like we have to have some level of respect when doing it. I told you I went back and watched my Gayle King video, and I called her sweetie. And I even when I watched it, I was like, "Ooh, dang, I shouldn't have, I shouldn't have referred to her as sweetie. Like that was a little harsh because my grandfather would have been like, that's condescending, and you speaking to an elder." So when Snoop called her a dog face bitch, I was like, "Oh." That for me was like a little like, damn, Snoop, like you a dog face bitch. You saying she looked like a dog, she a bit like, damn, Snoop, that was harsh. And then he was like, you better stop before we come get you. So he basically telling her we gonna send the goons out. Now Snoop did 2 videos and he backtracked. The first video, he was like, I didn't mean any harm to no 70-year-old lady, like I wouldn't want no harm. Now, Snoop, I don't know what block you from, but on my block, when we say you better stop or we gonna come get you, that's letting you know you better shut your ass up or we gonna be at your door with some problems. So I feel like for him to say that we didn't mean no harm to her, after that video, I was like, Snoop, don't say that. But him apologizing to her, I do appreciate that. And he said he spoke to his mama. And I know for me, like I said, when I went back and watched that video, I thought I heard my granddaddy voice saying, girl, you better tame that tongue. Because I do feel like we have a duty to our elders to we can criticize them, but be respectful. And I love the fact that he talked to his mama and his mama checked him. And as a man, he came back and apologized to that sister. And I appreciate that because like I said, we could criticize our elders, but he ain't had to call her a dog-faced bitch. Now, did he apologize for criticizing her? No. He just apologized for the language that he used and also that subliminal threat that he sent out. Although he claimed he didn't mean no harm to her, he apologized for that. So I do think, I appreciate that he apologized. What y'all think? Y'all think Snoop should apologize or he had the right to call her dog-faced bitch? I feel like dog-faced bitch was a little harsh. That was a bit much. Dog-faced bitch was a bit much. And you better stop before we be at your door. That was like and then Oprah went on the news the next day on a little show or whatever with whoever and Holder. I don't even know what that show. I don't watch TV like that, so I don't know what that show is. But yeah. So what you mean, very Epiphany? Oh, hey, friend. That's my friend, y'all. That's saying Epiphany. But yeah, like because we may not be the old lady, but we'll be the dog face. We may not be the old lady, but we'll be the dog face bitch now. I like that. I like that. That was a good one. But my thing is like, we ain't really want to hurt the lady, I don't feel. And then when Oprah went on the show and she crying and she was just like, she's not okay. May I state that she's not okay? I was like, all right, Oprah. Like, the tears wasn't helping, so I'm glad she sucked that shit up, because we ain't have no damn sympathy. When she said she had to get security because she receiving death threats, we had no sympathy, because my thing is Vanessa Bryant okay? Are his children okay? Like, you trying to throw salt on this man's legacy, and it's a lot of people who are not okay. So we don't give a damn about Gayle not being okay because she receiving a few threats. That's not our main concern, okay? Now, do I feel like Oprah's tears were genuine? Yes, because if that was my friend, I was talking to my friend about this, and she was like, I think Oprah faking. And I was like, no, I think the tears were genuine, because whether your friend is right, if you're a true friend, whether your friend is right or wrong, you never want to see your friend hurting. You never want to see your friend in a situation where they are being damaged or harmed in any way. And I think that Oprah's little choke up, she's not okay, I think it was genuine. Oprah is straight up just mean. Yes, she is. That interview with Toni Braxton really shows like how mean she was. And Oprah was sitting there like, but you got Gucci flip-flops and you got da-da-da-da. Hell no, she deserved that. Kobe was not even cold yet. Yes, she does. I do agree with that. I do agree that she does deserve everything that's coming to her. But a dog-faced bitch, Natty, you think she deserved to be called a dog-faced bitch? That was a little harsh. I don't feel bad about her getting all the press, and like, I don't feel bad about black media attacking her. I think Oprah is a mean girl. She is a mean girl. Exactly, talking about Gayle not sleeping in our Kobe. Yes, exactly. And that's the thing, like, Kobe family not sleeping. But you want to sit here and like Just, those tears are fake as hell. I don't feel like the tears are fake. Like I said, if your friend is being attacked, whether they right or wrong, I would be hurt. I don't care if my friend is, I'm a rider. If my friends are right, wrong, or indifferent, I would be hurt. So I would be choked up. Now, I do feel, though, that Gayle deserved everything she got. The dog face bitch, I don't know if she deserved that. But the level of criticism, Black Twitter getting at her ass, the black community getting at her ass, she deserved that shit. She deserved every bit of heat that she got. Every bit of heat that came to her ass, she deserved it. So I don't feel bad about none of that. Hire you some damn security, bitch. You could afford it. Oh, I called that bitch. See, look, such a contradiction. Sister Queen, you can afford it. Like she deserved the heat. And if you can't handle the heat, get your ass out the kitchen. Don't talk shit if you can't back it up. Don't throw salt on somebody's name if you ain't willing to eat that salt your damn self, okay? And that's the lesson that Gayle had to learn in this, girl. Keep your mouth shut. Know what you're doing before you do it. Think twice before you speak. She had to learn some of them old school lessons. Okay? We had to bring it back for Gayle. Okay? Be respectful. Don't speak ill of the dead. We had to bring back them old school lessons. She got what she deserved. I'm not going back to the ER. I can't deal with you. But at the end of the day, she deserved the criticism. She needs to stay under covers and don't come out. Listen, she can stay under covers and don't come out, but at the end of the day, y'all know Gayle gonna be back. Y'all know Oprah gonna be back because we as a black community are forgiving to a fault. To a fault. I was watching an interview with Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked, and he spoke on it. And he was like, black people be giving too many fucking passes. He was like, black folks be disrespectful to other black folks. Absolutely. He was like, black people be disrespecting other black folks, and we just give them a pass. And he was like, Oprah been disrespectful for years, but we keep giving her a pass. Gayle been disrespectful for years, but we keep giving her a pass. And the more passes you give people, the more that they will trespass. So, unfortunately and fortunately, we as a community are very forgiving people. Very forgiving people. We may not forget, but we'll forgive. Look at Kanye. Kanye done started a damn Sunday service and niggas is buying tickets. Okay? His choir is black folks singing in his choir. We are forgiven as a nation. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the thing is, it's good to be forgiven, but sometimes we are forgiven to a fault. Gayle and Oprah don't know the black code. They don't know the black code, but the thing is, should we keep forgiving them for not knowing the black code? See, that's the pass that we give them, that they don't know the black code, or oh, they rich, or they elders. Like I just said, we give them a lot of passes, and we got to start holding people accountable. Some people gotta be checked and be permanently removed. Some people need to be canceled for real. Like, we use canceled and we say that shit, but then we forgive them and let them back. After Kanye made the slavery is a choice comment, everybody canceled Kanye, cancel Kanye. Kanye started a damn mobile church, and he's back at the cookout. I don't get it. Like, that one, he was smooth for that now. Kanye said, oh, y'all not fucking with me? I'm going to start a church. Y'all black people love church. I'm going to be back in there. I'm going to come out with a gospel album. And we forgave Kanye. Like, I was like, okay, when do we transition from that to, from cancel to we at his church? How? The NFL, like this year with the Super Bowl, I'm like, oh, okay, so Jay-Z signed the contract. Oh, so we ain't boycotting no more? Jay-Z partnered with the NFL, so we not boycotting? Like, what process of forgiveness is that? Like, sometimes I don't even be knowing, like, we still mad. I got to do a check. Black people, who we mad at right now? Who did we forgive today? Who did we invite to the cookout? Because that's another thing. We always love inviting people to the cookout. A white person do a little something, do a little dance or a little jig that we like, they invited to the cookout. Ellen groove her ass down the aisle one good time. We invite Ellen to the cookout. What the? Ellen cool, but I don't think she cookout cool. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, the damn cookout gonna be mostly white folk. Next thing you know, it's gonna be fucking raisins in a potato salad. I'm confused. What do you gotta do to be invited to the cookout? I'm not eating no damn potato salad with no raisins in it. Stop inviting people to our damn cookouts. And then sometimes some of our own people need to be disinvited from the damn cookout. We can't fuck with everybody and everything. I'm just confused. I feel like we need to have a criteria. What constitutes us forgiving people and what constitutes us truly canceling somebody? Do I feel like Gayle and Oprah should be canceled? Just yesterday, I said the cookout invites are finished. I hate the cookout statement. Now, this is the thing about the cookout statement. Now, the cookout invites, yes, I feel like we need to just do away with that whole, like, invited to the cookout. Nah, my cookout is exclusive. Okay? My cookout is exclusive. It's fully organic, and we ain't got enough food to feed all y'all motherfuckers. My cookout is exclusive. So we are not inviting everybody to the goddamn cookout. Okay? We're not. Okay? The Native Americans invited Europeans to the cookout, and now we got Thanksgiving, okay? Shit gets fucked up, and then we forget. You know, we not inviting everybody to the cookout. Right, cookout criteria. We not inviting everybody to the cookout. The cookout is exclusive. So my thing with the cookout, as soon as a white person do a little dance, they get it. As soon as a white person nay or give us a little... What the fuck was this dance called when people was doing this shit? And I'm from New York and I don't even remember. What's that? A Millie Rock. Okay? Soon as they do a little something, we forget shit. And that's the problem. Justin Bieber collaborate. Justin Timberlake do a song with Timberland and he at the cookout. This motherfucker went and did a whole white album that failed. Came back and did another one with Timberland and we cool with him again. Go back where you came from. You forgot about us. With that last album, what was it called? Man in the Woods, Man on Cedars, Man on Sage, something like that. He did a whole album with white folks. Wasn't for Stop Fucking with Timberland. That shit flopped. Because they wasn't fucking with his ass no more. And then he come back over to us. And we let him back in the cookout. Hell no. Hell no. We got to do better, okay? We got to make our shit a little more exclusive. We need cookout criteria. What's the cookout criteria? What's the cookout criteria? And having a baby by a black person don't make you, that's not in the cookout criteria. Oprah and Gayle should be canceled. You think they should be canceled, Natty? Justin is a fraud. Justin Timberlake is a fraud and want them black dollars. Yes, I agree with that. I agree with that, okay? Because he been trying to dabble with his people, but he keep on getting that reminder that his folks don't fuck with him like that no more, okay? It's us who was fucking with, I'm not that sexy bag. My sexy bag. And that was black people that supported that shit. They wasn't playing that like that in the white club. We was supporting that shit. A sexy bag. That was us. Throw the cookout away. I ain't throwing my cookout away. You throw your damn cookout away. My cookout here to stay. Okay, I like me a little vegan burger off the grill. Okay, I like me my little portobello mushroom off the grill. I'm vegetarian, so these are the things I can have. I like my little portobello mushroom off the grill. I'm not throwing my cookout away. Okay, it's just certain people, yes, vegan burger. It's just certain people just can't come. My cookout is exclusive. I keep telling y'all that. Blacks only, but they gotta have a what? A laminated black card. They gotta have a laminated black card, and if your black card got canceled, we shall not reinstate it. One time, Bank of America canceled my damn card and didn't send me a replacement in time enough. I called Bank of America. I said, look, I didn't get my replacement card. Can y'all reinstate my real card? They said, no. If the bank don't do it, black folks shouldn't do it. We got to start reinstating these black cards for these folks who get canceled. And if we are even considering that the behavior is worthy of forgiveness, then we don't need to cancel them in the first place. We could put their ass on blast, but we don't need to cancel them. A cucumber sandwich, Natty. I love you, Natty. I'm hugging you through the phone, Natty. But we not eating no damn cucumber sandwiches that our black ass cook out, Natty. We ain't eating no damn cucumber sandwich. Now, cucumber salad we could do. A cucumber sandwich? See, that's because, Natty, I'm starting to believe that you invited them white folks to the damn cookout, Natty. A cucumber sandwich, Natty. Let me guess, you cut the crust off that shit, too? We ain't eating no damn cucumber sandwich at the cookout. We got cucumber salad. With some vinegar and shit, you know black folks that fuck up some cucumbers and vinegar. Y'all know we fucks that shit up. Okay? But we ain't eating no damn cucumber sandwiches, Natty, with the crust cut off. Get Natty. You put raisins in your potato salad too? Let me see. They should for sure. We need to also stop supporting things that bring us down. Absolutely. I do feel like we should stop supporting things that bring us down. But what are those things? What are some of the things that bring us down? Like, do y'all feel like Kanye should have been reinstated into the black community? Do y'all feel like Kanye deserved forgiveness? Do y'all think Oprah deserves forgiveness? Now we gotta think Oprah gave away hella cars. We will eat some Italian food, absolutely. No, he agreed. No cucumbers, net. But do y'all think Oprah deserves forgiveness? Oprah gave away some cars. There was a couple black people in the audience. Oprah held that whole audience viewing party when OJ got acquitted. What y'all think? Does that deem Oprah as worthy for forgiveness? That's another thing. When people do us wrong, we can't just allow their mistake or their wrong to overcome everything that they may have done right. And I'm not saying that Oprah has done more right than wrong, but I'm saying, are we taking that into account? Are we taking into account that girls' school in South Africa, even though a lot of them girls was getting raped and stuff? Okay, now that's tea. If y'all didn't know, a lot of them girls in Oprah school in South Africa, y'all know I was living in South Africa for a while. A lot, that's like talk there. That's the problematic there, that a lot of those girls was getting raped in that school. And it was very well known that that was happening. And it took a long, now they said that it came to an end. There was a whole ring of rapists allegedly at the school. And apparently they said that it came to an end, but it was going on for a while. Just because I forgive don't mean I still fuck with you. Say it again, Kelly. Say it again for the people in the back, Kelly. Just because I forgive you don't mean I gotta fuck with you. Just because we forgive you as black folks don't mean that we gotta keep re-inviting you to the community and we buying them damn, you said a yardstick for Oprah. Okay. Don't mean that we gotta be buying them damn tickets for Sunday service. We may have forgiven Kanye for his statement, because I do feel like his statement was taken out of context, but he should have never said that shit in the first place. We could forgive Kanye for his statement. However, that don't mean that he got to be invited to the cookout. We don't have to fuck with him, as Kelly said and multiple people said. We ain't got to rock with you like that. We could forgive you. We could show you love. But that don't mean that you could come to the cookout. You know how you got that person in your life that you forgave, and you'll be like, all right, girl, we ain't got no beef, we ain't got no problem. I don't fuck with your ass, though. I will never trust your ass again. It may be that type of thing, okay? I'm not looking to Kanye for upliftment. I'm not looking to him for upliftment. I ain't gonna front the choir good, y'all. The choir good as a motherfucker. Okay, now that be the part that I be torn about, especially with like musicians. The choir is good as a motherfucker, okay? Kanye be dropping them little snippets of the choir singing. I be like, damn. Okay, I never listen to the gospel music and I be wanting to twerk. Kanye be having me wanting to twerk to the gospel. Okay, I can rock with Kanye now. That choir be hitting for something. But at the same time, we gotta have limits. We gotta have limits. We can't just be forgiving everything. We could listen to the music at the cookout, but his ass still can't come. We need more black leaders and executives and less celebrities. Unfortunately, black leaders end up becoming celebrities. I'ma just say this. I was one of those people that for a while I was rocking with Dr. Umar Johnson. And that's a whole nother live, y'all, because I gotta go soon. But I was rocking with Dr. Umar Johnson. Love him. I got a sister friend, my big sister. She's very much connected to him. And then I started just paying closer attention. And honestly, I feel like he's a victim of celebrity. You know, he's the self-proclaimed. That means he calls himself the fraud of them all. Oh my God. He calls himself the Prince of Pan-Africanism. I cannot. He ended up, he wasn't like that in the beginning. Prince said he's self-serving. He wasn't like that in the beginning. And that's the part that, like, the celebrity having because you got to think, we 2020. This ain't back in the day. We got social media. You get a black leader. Look at Shaun King, referred to as the messiah of the black movement. What? I had to Google his I was like, what the hell Shaun King done did? I don't even know. That is a whole other topic. I don't even know. But having black leaders, we got to be careful what we ask for, because in this day and age, you said Talcum X, I cannot with you. I cannot with you. But the thing is, in this day and age, if we have a black leader, they will become a celebrity. And the thing is, it'll have to be somebody who does not allow celebrity to overcome their purpose. somebody who really don't give a damn about celebrity, somebody who don't care about fame, and would be aware of the traps and the genocide that they are facing alone. Because we got to think about what took out Huey P. Newton. We got to think about what took out Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and they're gonna throw everything they could at you, from cheating scandals to drugs to everything that they can, and then they're gonna invent some new shit when they see that that shit don't work. Fred Hampton, let's go. You know they're gonna invent some new shit. Marcus Garvey, you better name them. You better name them. Okay, you better show that you got your master's in Africana studies. Okay, you better name them. But they're going to bring some new shit when they realize that the old shit don't work. You know, so we got to have, if there is a black leader of today, they got to be a strong person to deal with what's out here. But that's a whole nother live, y'all. That's a whole nother live. But much peace, family. Thank you for joining. As usual, my damn phone dying. Every time my phone hit about 20%, I just get the urge to go live. I don't know why, but I be trying to run this 20% down. I swear I'm going to charge my phone and we going to rock one night, y'all. I'm off next week. We on vacation. So I'll be going live more next week and stuff like that. And then I want to do some like real podcasty type stuff where I like, you know, just have friends and stuff, bring up different topics. Much love to you as well, Prince. I appreciate you. I really appreciate your energy. But yeah, you know, I want to have some friends talk about some topics. One of my friends was like, girl, you should talk about black women getting plastic surgery. And I was like, I do want to have that discussion, but I want to have that discussion with black women who have different types of bodies, you know, because I want to show black women speaking from different body points of view. So I'm very mindful about certain topics that I bring up. And I want to make sure that I have the proper voices to speak on that. Like the other day when I was speaking on the LGBTQ plus community, as you see, I still struggle with the letters. In my mind, I was just like, you know what? Next time I even open the door for this conversation, I want to have a LGBTQ black person with me to speak on it from their perspective, because I never want to. I never want y'all to think that I'm trying to speak up for everybody. I'm always just telling y'all how I feel. I believe there's a difference between thinking something and knowing something. I always say people think I know a lot, but I feel like I know nothing at all. I just have a lot of thoughts, and I think. You know, did you see the video of the Chinese man who came to Kenya? No, I ain't see that video, Kelly. I didn't see that video. You need your own podcast on the real. I appreciate that, Natty. One day, you know, one day when the glory comes, it'll be yours. Where's John Legend when you need him? I can't sing. Man, I say before you go, those color nails. Oh, yeah, I always do one hand on one color. It's a green and a yellow. I always do two different colors on my hand. Yeah, so I definitely want to like have more people here to speak with me, especially people who could represent the topic that I'm speaking of. So over the week I'll be going live more often, and then I may be going down south. Most of my like close friends are down south, so I may be going down south, and I'll be able to bring in some folks, some friends and some family and stuff, and we could speak on topics together. But much love, y'all. Thank y'all for joining me. I appreciate your energy as always, and I'll see y'all soon. Peace. Tomorrow Friday. Have a good Friday. Did you see the mom that the mother that cut her daughter hair? Why y'all keep trying to pull every time I think I'm out? They pulling me back in. That's a line from The Godfather, in case y'all don't know. The mother who cut her daughter hair, that's a whole nother live. But her Instagram, honey, I went to her Instagram. Child, she just lost. Sis is lost, okay? She just, you know, the hair was weave. That does not make it right, but the hair was weave. But sis was dead ass wrong, and she's just lost. Like you could tell from her, sis is just gone. And that's what we got to talk about: mental health and mental wellness in our community, and the trauma that a lot of black women have. And I don't know what her intentions was, but I love the brother in the video, the father, who was like, "You ain't hurting me, you hurting our baby, and I'ma get custody of my kids." And I love that was immediately his response to that behavior. He ain't try to fight her. He ain't try to do nothing to it. He just was like, I'm gonna record this and I'm getting custody of my baby. That's what a man should do. You don't fight no woman in that situation. She dead wrong. But he didn't even put his hands on her, even when she swung at him. Give that brother props for never swinging back. Never swinging back. And I love the fact that he said, I'm going to get custody of my baby, because he should. That sister clearly ain't mentally there. She ain't mentally there. But I'm out, y'all, okay? Stop trying to pull me back in, okay? I'll see y'all. Peace. Much